All right. I do believe we're live. Tonight is going to be a chill blend shape stream. Oops, forgot about my arms. Hello, arms. A chill blend shape stream. I was gonna do call it 52 flavors of pain. Because yeah, I need to add some more. It's more fun up here. And I figured I might as well add them all in before I go through all the trouble of exporting again. Because when you bring it into Unity and you want to export all the blend shapes again, so basically every time I do a model update, I have to retweak all the blend shapes in Unity. I wonder if I'm doing something wrong or if people just don't do that often. Because yeah, it gets to be a little painful, for being honest. Just have to do it again and again and again. Just let me get a few things here. Pop chat out so I can see y'all. All your beautiful faces, names. All your beautiful names. Okay. Get that over to the side of the stream. Let's see, how are we doing? Back to video. And no drop frame, so that's nice. I assume we're streaming at the right size. Sometimes OBS likes to flip me to a different resolution. There we go. Okay. So we are not working on the hand today. This is left over from the coffee cup, I believe. Yes. Rusty Low, number 12, coffee. So right off the bat, we are going to make a new one. We're just going to call it 13. We are moving on to a new iteration. Somewhere in here I can actually make notes, and I never have used the note option. Where can I make notes? Notes. It is for base blend shapes. Exclamation. We added notes. That can be my version control. Because I do not properly use version control. Okay, first of all, we are going to hide some items here. I believe this is the exported headset. Headset. Headset export. And do a little bit of bookkeeping here. Muggy, okay, Muggy group. Gonna hide you too. In fact, I'm going to hide you underneath, oop, that is not the right one. Let's make a new group called props. Look at us getting organized. Props group. Organized. Okay, let's see. Oh, my arm's doing the fun thing where it goes up under my armpit again. Do not know why it does that. Yeah, like that. Why does it do that? My only guess is that I'm leaning too far forward when I'm mousing. See? There we go, close enough. See, in the wintertime, I thought it was not working properly because I was wearing like baggy sweaters, and then maybe the leap motion had problems solving like the lower arm to the wrist. Because I think it solves the wrist rotations, you know, for fingers obviously, if I had more fingers. And then it solves, I believe, the wrist and then somewhere along the forearm. And then after that, it's just using an IK solver. I could be wrong though. I would have to boot up the Leap developer view. Oh, we're here somewhere. Where is it? Is that it? Can I show it without funkiness? Yes. Okay. Cool. Cool. So, for those who don't know, this is the Leap Ultra Leap control panel. I think there's a newer version of it, but yeah. So this is what my hand tracking looks like. Neat, huh? I do believe I have it hiding the the camera, so you can't see me, the puppeteer. But this is what it looks like when it's solving the arms. Oh, it does. It does. It points to both sides of the wrist, so I can get the twisting. Oh, that's neat. Yeah, it's a neat little device. Still working? Still working? Okay, good. Yes. Scary skeleton. Yep. No, there's this is the, I don't know if this is like the original Leap, or if it's like I think it might be a later, you know, iteration of the Leap. Like it's not the Leap 2, which has a nice wide, or the Ultra Leap 2. I'm not sure what it is. Anyways, there's a newer version that has a much wider range. See, you can see my arms, they'll just drop off after a point right about there, which is still pretty good. And where I have it positioned on my desk, right here, it gives me a good amount of movement for what I'm looking for. Now, if I were using this on a VR headset, I would want it probably like around my neck. A lot of VTubers that use the Leap, they have some mounted somewhere on their neck, kind of like a necklace, and then it captures their hands in front of them, so they can do stuff like this. But for me, I want it more for like tapping my head in thought and making like yes, intelligent poses. And a little bit of typey. Gonna get typey? Well, could if my model was a little bit higher up. But yeah, overall, I just want it for gesturing with my hands, because I talk with my hands a little bit. I'm not looking to pick up objects in VR or anything like that, which I think is one of the original purposes of the Leap Motion, was to be used with VR. They also have some commercial applications for it, like for touchless kiosks, which is pretty cool. You can just sort of wave your hands in front of it, and it'll detect where your hands are. It's a neat technology. Not always 100% accurate, as you can see with the, jutting into the side of my head when it loses tracking sometimes. But it is what it is. Okay, so the first blend shape I think I want to do is, I think I'm going to give in and actually do a blink. So I've got the blink in this eye, the camera lens. But I don't have a blink in the little monitor screen. I have other blend shapes that I just, messed around with for fun. Let's see. Let's zoom in. Hello. Got my little touch portal set up. My little hotkeys. Let's see. I've got Donut Eye, which I thought would look kind of cool, but I'm not sure if I'm the biggest fan. Ooh. Cat eyes. Big fan. Sorry, if I keep looking over to the side, that's because that's where my OBS is hiding. I should try a stacked display so I can stare up into the ceiling. But yes, so I have cat eyes. Let's see. Headset off. Dark mode? Nope, dark mode doesn't change eyes. Oh, and that's apparently all the hotkeys I have. I thought I had a square eye, but I don't know if I actually set that up or not. Camera 1, camera 2, camera 1. Okay, so my blend shapes are all hiding in here. Head tray, mouth group. So the one we're gonna mess with today is actually gonna be, aside from blink, is gonna be the mouth group, I think. Remember what I said about the tracking not being perfect? I'm tapping the side of my head right now. Maybe over here? Oh. There we go. Okay, let's blends. Yeah, eyebrows, very important. Head tray, I didn't use this one as much. Because once I added the eyebrows, the tray became kind of an extra. In fact, is it even rigged in this one? Zoom in. I don't think I even have the tray rigged. So what's supposed to happen is when I put my eyebrows up and down, the printer tray here, these two bars are supposed to go side to side. But I think I actually disabled that. Oh, I do have it for angry mode. See? Now it's angry. But today we are going to work on the mouth shapes because I decided this is not expressive enough. See, I can do allegedly I can do talking, but I have to open my mouth really wide. And all it does is kind of adjust the brightness here. I can do side to side. And, yeah. That's good enough, I think, when you're way zoomed out. In fact, if you watch most, I would say most, because there's, tens of thousands of VTubers. If you watch most VTubers, their mouths aren't in perfect sync anyways. Half the time they're just open, especially if they're a fast talker. The mouth will just be open because the camera cannot keep up. Or say the software reading from the camera just can't keep up. Or if they talk with their mouth, not wide open, then, it might not register that either. Although some people have fantastic lip sync, mouth tracking, just fantastic. You get the little smirk when you do the side thing. Little chef's kiss there. Do I need it that much? Nah. Not for the basic robot model. If I ever do an Android model, which I think would be pretty cool, then I'm gonna go all out. But one project at a time, I think. Or I'm just gonna keep adding to the project list. I mean, I already have my Unity project, which is coming along quite nicely. Let's see, let's see. I opened it up in case anybody decides to stop and say hi. This project. This project behind me will replace the VC Face version right here. As soon as I hook up a few things. It's just such a wonderful improvement in rendering. Let's see. Where is my Windows? Not that window. Where did I hide my game window? Panels, here we go. Did I like nuke my game window? There it is. Oh, I can have it on the other screen. That's neat. And the cool thing is, because right now VC Face is taking my tracking data and exporting it, not only exporting the render, what you see here in the corner of the screen, VC Face is exporting me right here. Also, it is then sending all that same tracking data into my Unity project, which, let's see if I have enough horsepower to run the Unity project and, I do, cool. Unity project and Maya in the background. Okay. There. Which Rusty is this? Okay, this is this Rusty. And this is controller Rusty. Cool, cool, cool. But yes, I was able to play with the, I was able to get the post-processing effects running nicely. I don't think we had a stream since then. But yeah, I totally went overboard with set effects to test them out. Like, dang, getting some bloom off of that light right there. That's scary. that is some bloom. That is some crazy bloom. Yeah, that is bloom. Obviously, that light source needs tweaking. I don't know. There must be a spotlight right there. But, oh, and if you look, the chromatic aberration, I've got that cranked way up. Focus distance, though, is pretty nice. Oops, not that button. This button. See, as we get into focus. And then we're definitely out of focus there, as the camera is bumping up against the wall. There, slightly in focus. What I want to do is I want to have the tracking, or the camera and the post-processing effects, I should say, let's see. The focus distance of the camera feed into the post-processing effects. In this case, the focus distance, that's right there. Right now they're not connected. I want to connect them so that I'm always in focus. Maybe I'll add like an override key like I have with, spinning the camera around. See? I'll just click a key on the keyboard for that. And like how I have to click a key on the keyboard for switching between my motion tracked model and the game model. Okay. For instance, the game model right now, he floats. I was really tempted to just model some roller skates for him and call it a feature, not a bug. I do have somewhere I want to put him, though. Let's see. Let's switch modes. Where are we going? Where are we going? Is it this way? Or is it this way? No, it's definitely not that way. Yes, this is where I have it. I was playing around with the Office asset pack. So this is a little piece of the Office, not the Office, mind you. The Cinti Office pack. Let me zoom out a little bit. So I took this room, the manager's room, I think. I grabbed it, I plopped it down here in the space pack. So over here, you got the space station. Ooh, and you can see through the windows. That's nice. Theoretically, there should be like space effects out here too somewhere, like asteroids or a spaceship or something. But no, what I did here is I kicked a spaceship off the landing pad, and I plopped down an office, complete with water cooler. And I wonder if I can just go right over the edge. Nope, nope. Oh. We can fall infinitely. See y'all next stream. Bye. Just kidding, just kidding, just kidding, just kidding. Okay, let's end that one, and we'll start him over. Repet. But I did want to show you the inside of that office. It's kind of neat. Gives me ideas on what to... Where are we? Gives me ideas on how to shape my own little office when I start putting them together. Oh, I do have Wasta. Okay. This way? Nope. I really should just put it right next to where I actually want to be. Okay, there's the botany. There we go. We're hard at work running back to the office. See, here's my little... Oof. Ugh. We're stuck. Oh, this camera angle's not great. Okay. There. Welcome. As you can see, the stocks are doing great. And we have profits. Slightly a kilter. Let's see. Ta-da! We have an office. We have way too many post-processing effects enabled. But yeah, there we go. There we go. Oh, and I'm on Meta? Facebook? Meta? Yeah, most of this is the stock office. Lovely artwork. Bulletin board. A trophy for something. I particularly like this. We can look out into space in this case. Some mini blinds. No, you can have them open and closed. Zoom out. There we go. Yeah, no, this gives me ideas for setting up my own little office from this asset pack. That should be fun. Yeah, it should be fun to just set up my little office for my in-character, in-character lore world. Obviously, it won't be this nice because I'm supposed to be, not quite the office. It won't be quite this nice because Rusty's lore is not quite as happy. He was found in an abandoned factory. So I was gonna have this be this be the clean corner of the office, and then as soon as the camera turns around, be like, broken down, decaying walls and moss and the factory over here somewhere, and just all in ruins, crumbled up. Still in the same style, the low polygon style. Oh yeah, So that's the future little plans. The sci-fi levels just for coolness factor. Okay, let's see. Let's lock this here. We'll close down the office for the moment. Drag you back over here. There we go. And work on the Blendshapes. For a little bit of time anyways. So the Blendshapes I want to work on more stuff for the mouth. Because like I said before, this isn't quite enough for me. Just gotta minimize some windows here. There we go. So this is a screenshot that I snagged off the internet of 50 Blendshapes. Now they're missing 2 of them because ARKit has 52 Blendshapes. So I'm not sure if the 2 that they're missing are maybe the head side to side and up and down. Actually, there should be 3 then. Side to side, up, down, and left, right. So they're missing some here. But for now, I think the ones I want to worry about are going to be the bottom 2.5 rows. The rest of them all look like their eyes and nose. And I have the names. I'll have the website open on the other monitor probably so I can get the naming right. That's the easy part. But you know, like right here, here's the, oops, right here where you can't see it. There we go. Look at that smirky smirks. I think this is the mouth side to side. Man, a lot of them look pretty similar though. So there's a smirk and this is... Let's bring up the website and find out. Where are Blendshapes? Well, ARKit. Blendshapes. Holy googly moogly. Okay, so let's see what we got here. Oh, do we not have tongue out? Is that what's missing from this? Oh, they left out the tongue stuff. Phrasing. They left out the tongue stuff. Okay, so theoretically, these are in order. So we got eyebrows, cheek. No, those are eyebrows. Wow. Blend shape location. Here we go. Okay. Okay, so mouth upper right. Mouth upper up right. Should be like the last one here. That almost looks like that one though. Oh man, I'm gonna have fun time trying to line these up. I might need a different reference here. Because this was probably the best one that I found with just a whole pile of images. Let's look for ARKit blend shapes. Reference. Someone made a very handy comparison showing them in motion, and that's super helpful. Get your model ready for perfect sync. This, I think this was it. The only downside is it doesn't really show it as clear. So let's pull this over here. Yeah, and the website's definitely in light mode, isn't it? Okay, let's see if these two things line up. Because the website, there we go. The website is in uses the blend shape number, which is very helpful for me because I'm dragging some of these, referencing some of these numbers in Unity for the other Rusty project for the puppet. However, this, mouse stretch, aha, they do line up. Okay. Let's watch his little face. Mouth moves more with it. See, and the other thing is I don't have to have all of these on to get the nice effects. So maybe I will just grab a few of these to get going with the project before I add 25 of them, apparently, if we're cutting this big chart in half. Oh wait, there's that right there. There's that right there. With the teeth. It's mouth lower down. Mouth lower down, left and right. Pull down the right lower lip. Do not move your teeth. Yeah, I definitely can't do that with this face. Do not show your teeth. Do not show Rusty's teeth. Got it. So I think what I might start off with is just the left and right. Ew, that is frightening. Mouth shrug, mouth roll. Oh, that's cute. Here we go. Okay. So this is what I use right here. Mouth left, mouth right. Bring the entire mouth to the upper right or the upper left. That's what this does. So I think I'll just take this, start here. Ooh, mouth pucker might be nice too. Thing is, because I'm not actually using an iPhone, I'm using NVIDIA Broadcast, which is, I think, is doing a pretty good job, especially when I try it out with other models, more expressive humanoid models. I think it does a pretty good job, but cheek puff doesn't work. I'll puff my cheeks. So I don't know if I don't have it set right or what. And allegedly this is jaw open. Let's see what else we have. Oh yeah, and then just blink. Really basic blink right here. The other ones, which I've already partially fixed, the other ones I already have in the model for the eyebrows are... Here we go. These guys. The brow up and down. I was confused on, like, brow down left. You know, lower the entire left eyebrow. Yeah, so it moves the whole eyebrow up and down. It's not the lower left part of the eyebrow moving up and down. It's been fixed. And then brow inner up is actually both brows. So when I go like this, there. for troubled eyebrows. I have very troubled eyebrows. Okay, so we are just going to do the left and the right for now. We'll get rid of this scary array of faces. And we are just going to do, I do believe it is just these two. Or it's these two. I'm not quite sure which it is in this. Do this one or this one where you just pull the mouth left or right. So let's see how we already have that set up. Well, here's all of them put together. So that's cheek buff. Zoom in a little bit more. Better? So mouth right, it's just pulling the lit part of the mouth to the right. Mouth left, the opposite. Mouth closed, it's really, really thin. And then mouth thin, it thins the whole disk drive opening. So that's just the mouth group. Now what I was thinking about doing, not putting my arm tracking in the wrong spot. So what I was thinking of doing is redoing the mouth. I want a more humanoid shaped mouth. Humanoid shape in big quotes there. Is basically, I want more control on how it moves. So it's more like a neon light tube maybe. And then, you know, maybe using shaders, I can give it other effects. Whether I want it to light up using the orange and blue, I can still apply those. But so instead of just having this little disk drive mouth, it'll be a little bit more expressive. And that is the goal with this. I will definitely not get it done tonight. So these are the mouth group for the existing disk drive. Those are just the blend shapes, mind you. In Maya, it works differently than Blender, if you're coming here from Blender. In Maya, it works by, well, it works a couple different ways. I save my blend shapes. You could also create them and then apply them destructively, meaning like, poof, they're gone. However, I save them so I can use them, so I can edit them and then re-export them, because this project is ongoing project. Let's see. Mouth, here we go. So we got mouth left, mouth close, cheek puff. So these blend shapes, when I export the whole Rusty here, these blend shapes all go with it. And then in Unity, I apply these blend shapes that are packaged up in the file. So you apply them, you can tweak them, the strength of the blend shapes, you can combine them. So I could have, you know, like mouth closed and puffed. I don't know. There's a few cases where I do combine them, especially in the eyebrows, for different strength of the expression. Then, when those are all set, configured how you want them, you export that whole package again as a VRM file. Well, I do, because I'm using BC Face. So you export that all in as a VRM file, re-import that into Unity again, tweak some of the other settings, and then export that as your final project, or your final VRM export. And that's how you get this lovely guy in the corner of the screen. It is a slightly convoluted process. One I hope to ease the pain of with scripting at some point, so I can make tweaks and re-export it without having to go through all of those blend shapes again. It's slightly painful. One of those tweaks I'm going to make is I am not going to put the mouth, I'm not going to attach and skin the mouth, is the term, to the rusty model, I'm going to cheat a little bit like I did with this mouth, the existing mouth. And it's going to be its own object. 2 reasons. One reason being, in Maya, you're supposed to detach the skin anytime you're supposed to detach the painted weights, what makes it animate nicely. Detach that from the skeleton anytime you want to add more to it. And then you rebind the mesh, paint the new skin weights so that all the joints are moving nicely again, so that they flex in the right spots and don't, see this one's not quite right even. There's a little too much bending like right there. But like the hands, those are nice. They don't kink up funny and bend goofy. But anyways, rolling tangents like crazy. Rebinding, yes. I don't want to rebind and wait anytime I add something to my robot. I am a robot figure. I can keep the robotic part separate from the humanoid-ish body. And it is way more convenient that way for making edits. For instance, if I wanted to change something up here, it doesn't need to morph nicely like I don't have a neck yet. But it doesn't need to morph smoothly like a humanoid mesh would, where it needs to bend nicely, and if you and the head base has to go through the neck to the spine to deform nicely with painted. I'm a robot. This is a big box sitting on top of presumably the head joint. It's going to stay the same shape, so it doesn't need to be painted and deformed. That's definitely to my advantage here. So all these are static parts and all these are flexible parts. So when I add in features, like when I do want to animate this antenna or have things like, props, other props, I don't need to reweight things, reskin things, all that stuff. I can just add objects and toss them onto the head group. And they can all be separate, which is very convenient in this case. In fact, I think, where are we? I think the mouth is actually, where are you? Where are you hiding? I think the mouth is actually hiding directly on the head joint. Not ideal. Show me where you're hiding. Now you can show me where you're hiding now. Okay, let's see who's attached to the head. Yes, the mouth. There you are. This is sloppy. This would not pass at a game or movie studio. I'm pretty sure it wouldn't anyways. But this is my project, not a large collaborative effort. So I can afford to be a little sloppier. All right. There we go. There, for some reason my feed clipped out on me, even though we don't have any dropped frames. Okay, now that I've yapped a significant amount, let's decide what we want for fidelity. Right now, we can't get a whole lot of expressions out of, I think it's just one cube. No, it does have 3 sections going across. That is, I could use it. I could actually use it, but that's not quite what I want to go for. So we are going to make a cube. Oh, and I changed a setting, unfortunately. Let's see, where is it hiding it? Oh, actually, no, I changed it nicely. Okay, so when you're in orthographic mode, it puts it on the 0 plane. Nice. So, before, when I would plop down one of these, default shapes, polygons in this case, it would create that object at 0. So 0, 0, 0, in other words, between my feet. I would have to zoom out, move it up, or type the numbers in over here in order to get it where I want it to, in the head area in this case. Fix that option somewhere in the preferences, and now you can draw it on the screen where you want it. In perspective mode, it still puts it like way out there, but in flat mode here, orthographic, you can put it wherever you want. So that's pretty cool. Okay, where are we? So this cube is going to be the start of our new mouth. And we want it to be slightly more resolution. Roughly the same size though, I think. Now for the, now for the tricky part. How do we want this subdivided? Depth, only one, I think. But I'm more making the lips. Well, the mouth and the lips, because the whole thing's going to be connected and deforming. So we have the outside shape. And then we have the lips, so we can get, where's that scary picture again? Did I already ditch the scary picture? There we go. So if we zoom in on any of these, I need a vague outside shape, or we'll call it the jaw. Then I need a mouth shape, and then the inside. That way I can choose if I want the whole mouth to be lit up, which would include the lips. It should include the lips and the inside of the mouth. Or if that doesn't look quite right, I could have just the lips light up, as if it was an outlined cartoony mouth. So we'll see how it looks. Okay. So let's give ourselves a little bit more fidelity, but not too much. I also did think about just using still images to kind of project over the mouth. And it kind of works. It worked better if I used just the phenomes, the mouth shapes for the vowels. Well, more than just the vowels, but like A, E, I, O, U. Your mouth makes different shapes, right? I did try that with an experiment. It actually looked pretty decent. Right, kind of a stop motion kind of look. But it's not quite what I'm going for because it doesn't blend them together. So all those ARKit shapes would not work. Just mouth phenomes works pretty good actually. So it's another idea I filed away for later. Jerky stop motion animation, low frame rate Rusty. But for this one, we are gonna beef it up a little bit. So let's say here's the inside of the mouth. Maybe I'll go over here. So we got the inside of the mouth. Outside. And then way outside. So I don't want it to be too high fidelity, but I do want it to still look kind of cool. So what we might do is we might just add in like one more set. And whatever we do, we should have a even number so it can be mirrored nicely. This is where the most polygons in the whole model are going to be. Yeah, 10 by 6. Will that be enough? Yeesh. Well, let's give it a shot anyways. Okay, you are going to be base mouth. New mouth. Okay, and just for fun, so we can tell what on earth we're doing, let's go UV editor. Ugh, that is hideous. That is some hideous unwrapping. Okay. Do face select mode. It's definitely an experiment. Okay, and I'm gonna make you a different group. Where's my rendering? Do I still have things selected? No, of course not. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Redo. And just reselect those items. And let's see how hideous he looks. Although I should probably just have him down here instead of up here. But again, this is a test case. All right. Yeah, it's terrible. I love it. Oof. Okay, now we are going to delete history. Restart our music. And now we can do the duplicates. first of all, we're gonna put this out to the side a bit. Let's say 50. Oh boy, okay, so copy new mouth 2. Do 70. Now if I were to actually be setting up this is just gonna be a demo, a test. If I was actually going to be setting this all up, I would be writing a script for it. So much like the hideous, can't call it hideous anymore after what I've just put on the screen. So notice how these are all nicely spaced in a grid. I would basically write a script that would duplicate them out in a grid like that with the proper names. So whatever object I select, in this case over here, it would be the whole face mesh. In my case, because I'm modular, I'd just be selecting the mouth block. Literally, the mouth block. Run the script and it would spit out, it would duplicate and rename all these extra polygons, all these extra objects. There we go. All these extra objects with the correct blend shape name. And then I go along and I alter them. And when I'm all done making all the different funny facial expressions, you apply the blend shape to the main object. And that's how you get blend shapes. And that's how you can control the blend shapes. I'm not ready for that script yet, but pretty easy to do. Especially in Maya. I'm not sure about how it works in Maya, or in Blender. But in Maya, everything you do is being kept track of. So for instance, let's see, well, here's actually a little script I had done to reset the orientation on the joints when I was working on the hands and failing miserably. What you can do is you just go and you see exactly what you're doing. For instance, here I set the attribute of translate X. I don't know if you guys can see this on 720p, but of that object, the first mouth copy, I set the translate X to 50, which is where that is. And then after duplicating what I had selected, I moved it first, 20 on the x-axis, and then I typed in what I wanted the x-axis to be. 70 in this case, so 20 apart. Now what you can do is you can just run these again. For instance, if I wanted to move the mouth, let's say I want to move the mouth wherever. Bam, there, I just moved the mouth over by 20.77. And you can do all sorts of stuff like this. The scripting engine is super powerful. Literally everything you can do in Maya, even if it's just moving vertexes around. There it is. Now in this case, I didn't want to move the mouth over, but there, I undid it. Oh, wow. It undid a lot of stuff. I think it went up here and it's like, oh hey, you hit the undo button. You didn't actually undo it. That's kind of wild. Wonder what happens if you just do Control Z. Did I break it? There, I undid that. No. All right. Well, anyways, let's close the script editor. Oh boy. See, I think I already started off on a bad shape. This is kind of like blah. So what I might do is I might tidy this up a little bit before I tidy it up just a little bit before I duplicate it. Okay, so we still get that boxy look, which I think, I don't like it, but I think I might stick with that for my base look. Let's see what it looks like if it's rounded corner, not rounded corners, beveled corners. It kind of looks like an unfortunate doll. Ugh. Yeah, that's not pretty. Okay. Good thing the default shape will be mouth closed. Hmm. Hmm. Where's that hypershade? We are going to move this down a notch. I'm not a fan. Okay, there we go. That's a little bit better at least. Not sure if this experiment's going to be super great. But I think one of the things I've already noticed is that I have not modeled a face in quite some time. And I do believe this shows. Where is my... Where is my shading group here? It is Lambert 1. Where's Lambert 1? Okay. So it definitely shows that I have not done facial modeling in quite some time. There we go. So I was originally going to approach this in a very box-like manner, but after seeing how hideous it is, honestly, I think I'm going to change that up. I'm going to change up the box-like look in this case. Front. There we go. And make it a little bit as if I was modeling an organic form. And then make that organic form look more robotic, if that makes sense. We'll see. We'll see if experiment failed successfully. Okay. Got that. Working on making more of the mouth shape on a flat plane. So basically the blue is just going to be the lips. Move that whole thing down just a little bit. Ugh, I think I'm just making it worse. And I do believe I am making it worse. Robot mouth is trickier than I thought it would be. Who'd have thunk it? So I think what I'm going to do first to remedy this unfortunate soul is to make this more narrow. Straighten that back out a little bit. And there, already a marked improvement. And we still get the benefit of having the mouth around the shape, except on the bottom. Because this is gonna mess with how the outer shape of the jaw is. So what we're going to do is bust out the mesh tools. Quad draw or multi-cut? Multi-cut, not quad draw. Ew, why am I not in the middle of these? Why am I not in the middle of these? Snap. Oops, there we go. There we go. Oh, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Here is where Maya's modeling toolkit makes me extremely happy. There. And commit. That was it. Although this one doesn't really look like it was. Snap to midpoint along edge midpoint. That one's suspiciously low. So let's just close the modeling toolkit. And fix that one manually. There. Okay, now we have our ugly mouth back. Slightly better than before. Slightly. Get rid of these because they no longer match up at all. New mouth 1. You get over here. And we'll put you at 40 this time. 60. Oh, I made a boo-boo. Hold on. Before we do that, let's get the cleanest one we can by deleting the history. Because otherwise, it takes all of that construction history with it. Okay, now we can do something. We need mouth right. So that is when the mouth is moved to the right. Yes? Yes. And that'll be his right, not... I made the mistake the first time. So let's see what it looks like on the hideous thing. So I'm not entirely sure which of these it is, but I'm gonna go with probably these guys. They look more smirky, but that's what I'll go with. So we're gonna move everything around it. Also, wait, no, we're not. No, we're not. First of all, we're gonna go in this mode. Now what I should be doing is I should definitely be pulling everything around it too. Instead of making these really funky stretched out items here. Okay, so mouth right. I am trying to make this more organic. Yeah, so let's exaggerate just a little bit. Give this a little bit more breathing room. I really should stop grabbing in perspective mode. That can definitely lead to trouble down the road. Alright, let's see. These guys. Bow them out just a little bit. And for fun, let's give that a test. Blend shape, blend shape, blend shape. Oh, that actually looks kind of cool. Crude, but this might have turned out better than I was expecting. Especially with the weird blankness of the the open mouth. Okay, it has potential at least. It has potential at least. I wonder if we can just mirror this onto this. First of all, let's delete that blend shape now. Can we mirror? Mirror, mirror, mirror. Where is it? There it is. Mirror direction should be, there's my window, by the way. Mirror direction should be across the X. Let's mirror it positively. Do not merge it. No, I said do not merge it. So why did it merge it? Basically what I want to do is I want to duplicate it and flip-flop it. So maybe I'll just do that instead. Don't know how that'll work with the blend shape though. Let's see. Transform. I believe it'd be a scale tool. Negative X maybe? No. Why is that not working? Reset. We'll just do that right here. No, it frees transformations, I believe. How do you get rid of this negative scale? Well, let's try. Welcome to Rusty's stream, where he tries to remember how he used to do things way back when. Because Numel 3, they are both the same thing because it's just negatively scaled. So I guess I do need to mirror things. Mirror geometry across an axis. What I want to do is I want to move it, not mirror it. Ah, there we go. We'll set the opposite attribute for these nodes. Well, that was interesting. Okay, where did it go? It put it at its feet. Okay, it put it at its feet and wiped out my mirroring. I suppose that tool has its uses. Ah, duh. There we go. Don't you hate that when you hide a window? And now we need a show blend shape window. Let's see if that one did it. That is interesting. I guess we can't mirror things as easy as I was hoping. It is definitely something I need to look up because that's just silly. So I just want that, but opposite. Okay. Welcome to New Blend. Here we are. I think this might be our last one. We'll just do a mouth closed, like pursed lips. But I want them to have the same volume. I don't want them to be pursed, I just want them to be closed. For this one, there'll be another time for actually pouting. There, close enough. I closed that window again, didn't I? New mouth 1, new mouth 2. Yeah, actually, that looks like it worked. And the beauty of working like this, I can go over here and edit it. Actually, let's do it this way. So if I want them to be a little bit closer, there, now they're just a little bit closer. And it altered this. Ta-da! Oh boy. Yeah, this is definitely more difficult than organics. Especially since I'm kind of starting from scratch. I guess if I had a properly modeled how I wanted it, it would be in the first place. Instead of building it as I go, this would be a little bit easier for me. And for you, it wouldn't be as painful for the viewer. So, you want a closed mouth smirk? Ta-da! Closed mouth smirk. So here's the mouth closed with the smirk fully applied. And this is the beauty of blend shapes, is that they blend. See, here's both of these applied, and there's neither of them applied. So yes, vague progress. It'd be really nice to not have to mirror all of these. So that there's got to be a way to keep the mirror, but like, you know, flippy flop it. It's just that it's been over a decade since I've done this. And that is partially why I chose the name Rusty. It's not just because, creaky robots. It's, my skills are rusty. And so I'm building this back up. So we're going to save here tonight, because it's been a good hour. I'd say overall, a good hour. And let's see what we've got here. There's my face shapes and all that fun stuff. All right. We are going to call it show. Where are we? Yeah, we didn't really accomplish a whole lot, but I have the basis for what I want to do with the face shape. And I was thinking about this while I was working the day job this last off and on this last week or two. How do I want to do this? How do I want to move things around? And part of the fun is going to be getting all these different shapes that they will actually work more like a projection in front of my face tracking. But also, I could have this be a solid shape to replace the disk drive, like it looks right here. You know how it's sitting in front of the disk drive face. Just move it out of the way here for a second. See, it'd be like a new faceplate for the mouth. But also, this whole shape can be distorted. The whole shape can be distorted. So if I move my jaw left or right, left or right, you can't see that in this one. I can actually just have it move back and forth and distort in a cartoony manner. That's part of the reason why I wanted to redo this. It could be the physical shape, or it could be like a holographic projection of just the blue part here in front of the face. Either way, definitely a work in progress. We are gonna save that again. Probably hide it. Yeah, let's zoom out a bit. There we go. Let's zoom out just a little bit here so it doesn't look quite as hideous for the thumbnail. There. No, it doesn't look as bad. I cheated. And see y'all next time. Yep. Yep. See you next time, Waffle. Everybody else who's lurking here. And I don't think we're gonna raid. I think we're just gonna call it a night. Yep, we're just gonna call it a night. Catch y'all later.